we're going to do a PBT class, and we're going to do this in 2 levels. So we're going to have our beautiful Miss Elzon and our beautiful Miss Angela, and they are going to show us 2 different levels at the same time. So while they get themselves organized, I'm just going to talk about the pelvis. What I want you to think of is the pubic bone and the hips being in a triangle. But if you put your hands there, it actually creates a heart. So the whole time I want you to feel like you're lifting that heart all the time. You have your sacrum at the back, which is really an interesting bone because it is sort of like an arrow shape. And that arrow shape is telling you to lengthen down towards the floor. So you've got your beautiful heart that you lift, your arrow that goes down, and the sides of your legs that just continue almost to where your bikini line would be. So just to the sides of the leg, they continue to lift all the time. So you've got this up, up, down, down, and this beautiful crisscross of the obliques. If you are ribby, all it means is that you've collapsed in the middle of your back. And it requires extra strength in the lower back to separate the lower ribs from the top of the hip. Again, using that heart and that beautiful arrow to keep you beautifully centered and on your feet. In PBT, we really try to articulate through the feet. So imagine that you've got your 26 bones every single time you move, keeping this part of your back always on the floor. So we do not squeeze our shoulder blades. We keep them beautifully open and away and lengthened. And the clavicles are lifted. The sternum is controlled. It's almost like the soul lifts. All right, we're going to do a beautiful, just a warm-up. I want you to breathe. Don't hold your body in any particular place. You can let your knees go. And this is just to release the fascia and the muscles. Beautiful breath. You ready, girls? Bend the knee up to the other side. And hands. Reach for the ceiling. Stretch. Open. And roll down. Breathe out. Roll up. Drag your arms up above your head. And open your chest. Again, grab those hands and reach. Two. And open and fold in half. And roll up. 6. Breathe. And stretch. Open. Lift your head. Stretch. And open. Just scoop across your back. Scoop. Scoop. Hold that belly. Last one. And just come up and feel your spine wet. Lift that belly button. Beautiful. Good girls. Thank you. You feel good and stretched? All right. Onto your backs, all right? I'm going to use the board and demonstrate first. We're going to do 2 levels here. The very first one, oh, sorry, we're going to use the small board first. Yeah. We're going to do the bicycle, and in fact, we're going to do the same level at the same time. You're going to lie down and really pressing those lower abdominals. The area that's in the middle of that heart is going to press into that floor so that there's no bulging of the muscle. And you're going to lengthen the leg away, not allowing this knee to go past 90 degrees. Looking, remember it's port de bras. We're not in the gym. And 4. And you're going to do 6 of these beautiful warm-ups. Put it between your knees, and you're going to put it down, articulating through the feet. And you're going to lift. Remember, there's still a slight turn out here. And float down. And lift. And float down. We're going to lift the knees up, take them far away, look towards your backhand. Reach all the way around. Come into a beautiful tight ball. Open it back out. Really open that upper chest. Take a breath and come back. And then we're going to do it to the left. So you've got 6 bicycles. Put it between your knees. Put your foot down. And you're going to go into the opposite side of your body. Wherever your knee goes, you go to the opposite side of your body. And you come all the way around into a beautiful ball. And then you've got the longest part around so you can open up that upper spine. And you're going to come back. And the second time, just breathe and float the arms back down. All right? Okay. So 6 of them, I'll cue you. You want to really reach that top leg away. Really, really reach it away. We'll start with the ball that underneath our right leg. Breathing in, go. Remember, breath is really important. Right. against your pubic bone, and it's a good idea to put the lines of the ball facing you so you always know where the middle is, and your feet are in the middle. Remember, the area between your shoulder blades must remain on the floor, otherwise the ribs will distend. The idea when you come up here is in this beautiful straight line from your ribs to your hips. Your pubic bone is in the center, matching into your sternum, and hands are lightly placed at the side, palms up. We don't want to be up here, and we don't want to be having arch over here. So it's this lengthening the sacrum towards that ball and lifting your heart right up. So we're going to do, the junior girls are going to do 1 and 2, roll down and 4, and breathing, very important, and come back and down and up and 2, and lift. That pelvis doesn't move, and straighten those feet and roll back down. And the juniors will do that twice. Our advanced girls, which will follow Miss Angela, is you're going to start the same as the junior girls, exactly the same as the junior girls, and then you're just going to go all the way up, really control the pelvis, and hold and straighten and 4. Then you're going to go demi and drop and lift and drop and lift, extend, extend, lengthening out the top of your head, ends of your toes, always relaxed in the arms, and breathe out. All right? Good girls. Remember, keep lifting. The audience is the ceiling. Use your music. Really enjoy it. Because it really helps you find the rotators and thinking of the leg as being a faucet or a tap, and you literally turn it on and you turn it off, not in pieces, all right? So we have our legs in ala sekod here. Arms down. For our juniors, they're going to keep their arms down. For advanced, they're going to prepare and take their arms to second, okay? So we're going to go up and flex, articulating through those feet, and lift and point and flex up. See my feet? 6 and 7 and 8. Then you're going to go demi point, point, demi point, point, demi point, point, lengthening those legs so far away, reaching knees to the ceiling. Flex and reach the heels away and hold on to those abdominals. And all the time breathing. Do not collapse the ribs. And 3 and 4. And demi and point, and demi and point, and demi and point, and turn out. So that's the basic exercise. The junior dancers will do flex and point, da da da. As they turn in, they're going to learn to take the arms to first. When they're ready, flex and point, demi, 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 back onto the floor. The advanced dancers will do exactly the same, but keep their arms in second the whole time. After they've done it once, they're going to do 2 demi pliés, and straighten with a port de bras in between. And lift and demi. And straight and lift and up, reaching far away, lengthening and floating back down. All right. I will cue you. Breathing in. Come up on your introduction, girls. Point those feet. And flex. 2. And reach the toes. And flex. 2. And reach those toes. Beautiful. And a demi. And point. And turn the neck. And flex. 2. And reach. 2. And flex. 2. And demi. Point. Demi. And point. Good girls. Demi. And point. And open. Juniors repeat. Big girls. Demi. Plie. And straighten. Put it wrong. And demi. Are a fist apart. What you want to do is not have the collapsed lower back, but really feel as though you're lifting the sides of your body off that ball, really high off that ball. That arrow is still to the floor. The ribs are completely relaxed. You're not distending them, you're not collapsing them, they just are. But above that, you are going to lift your chest. So, we're going to do arms over here, feeling that rotation in the bicep. You can feel elbow to elbow. And we're going to do 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 4 and 2 and out and flex and point and close, swish. And we repeat it with the left. 2 with the left, 2 with the right. And we're going to go out and flex and point and close. And remembering to transfer your weight, shoulder over hip. And second time, we're going to turn out and open the arms to la seconde. We're going to go out. Remembering to take your shoulder over your hip. And a flex. And a point. And a close. Use the same arm. And 6. And 7. Starting to allow the head to move. And flex. And point. And close. And out. And in. And out. And out. Forward bend. Feel as though you're lifting up and over your own body. So you're not really sitting in that ball. You're lifting out of that ball, opening your hips. And you're going to float all the way down. And 2. You're going to come up the long way around with your arms between your ears. And up. A beautiful breath as you turn to the side. This is a beautiful way to learn allongé, arabesque without the back shoulder coming up. And forward bend. And rotate, and I'm going to show you sideways here. It's basically, you're in second position, you're dropping that back arm, and you're reaching that front arm, so we don't get this line, but rather an opening of the back, and then we're going to come back up. All right, so 1 and 2, 3 and 4, out and flex and point and close, out and in, out and in. Same thing with the other leg, starting with the left, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, really articulating through the foot, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Turn out. 1 and flex. Really finding that line. Use the same arm and allow your body to go if you feel ready. And 1 and flex and point to close. Lifting here so you remember the ribs go over. You don't move the hips. Out and in and out and in. And the forward bend. 2 and 3 and 4. Open. Into arabesque and up. Forward bend. 2 and 3 and 4. Always be very cognizant of your breath, your port de bras, and find the highlights of the music. So it's not gym, it's still dance. Always dance. All right. All right. Sitting on the front third of your ball. This is the front third of your ball. Your knees are just a fist apart. Your weight is primarily in your toes. Hands onto your shoulders, good girls. And lift. And lower. Lift, same leg. Left leg up. Good. Take the right leg out. And flex. Point. Now breathe and shoot it away. Lifting your heels even higher. Lift your heels. Start with the left. And articulate. Drop the heels underneath. Yes. Keep the hips level. Keep most sit bones onto that. And lift. Reach the heel away. Float the elbows away. And up. Turn out. And out. And reach. Out. Let your head go. And good girls. And 6. Coordinate. Beautiful. Breathe. And out. Flex. Six. And turning. Breathe. Stay over your toes. And all the way up. Open. Look at your left hand, beautiful. And keep opening. Really beautiful, wide backs. Breathe. Beautiful. Just come to second. And float your arms down really slowly. Lengthening your spine, lifting your pelvis, lift your pelvis, lift your pelvis, lift your pelvis, and breathe. And relax, good girls. Good girls. Very, very nice. We're going to do standing fondue. And when we do standing fondue, which is one of my favorite exercises, you always roll the mat. So you never stand on the mat, because if you catch your toes on the mat, then unfortunately you can break it. So we're going to take the leg in the middle of the ball. It's essentially opposite the thigh of the other leg. And you want to really feel that hip down in the socket and around, so it's not lifted. We're going to do. And opening your hip. So I never cue turn out knee. I always cue plie, open your hip. And we're going to go open hip. And 2. And come up. And 4. And you come forward to cambre back. And 7. And 8. Fondue, delicately lifting that heel. And 2. And 3. And 4. Miss Alzan is going to do the advanced level, which is going to be up, pointing to the side. And Miss Angela is going to do promenade. 1. Little promenade, really keeping the back of that hip in the socket. Then we're going to go away from the ball and towards the wall, sorry. And then we're going to go demi-plie. Feel as though the knee, if you were looking sideways, wraps down in that socket, heel forward. So, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and you're going to come all the way back, either with a rise or with a little promenade. All right. So, use your breath. Hold both sides of your bodies. Have fun, girls. Breathing. Breathing would be awesome. You know what I always say? I have a a saying. Those who breathe live a little longer than those who don't. Both sides of your body. Here. Forward. Come all the way up. Breathe back in with one arm. And fondue bend the knee. And straighten your corner. And bend. And straighten. And rise. Promenade. Good. And away from your ball. Turn out that leg. And return through first and open. And lift. And breathe out. And lift. And open. And one. And keep it back up. One. And two. And lift. Rise or promenade. And just take the arms to high V. Find that position. Rise. See if you can lift the leg off the ball. Alright. Good job. Other side. So I'm going to just help Miss Elzar. No. As you come up, you want to really feel the ribs tucked into your hips and lift your sternum, not your rib cage. Because if you lift your rib cage, you're going to shoot yourself all the way back. Okay, so I want you to rise up, really up, 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 up. Take your chest forward, and then lift the leg off the floor. And you can stay forever. All right, good job. Other side. The wonderful thing is you're going to change millimeters, not even inches, tiny, tiny, tiny millimeters. Make all the change in the world. Lift that belly button and breathe. Present and float away. Reach up, beautiful girls. And lift, come up to the back bend. And up, and open, and fondue. And straighten, and fold, and fondue, and six, and promenade, and towards your one, and sorry, and left, and away, up and over. Just keep dropping, and plie, drop your knee back, your foot forward. And good girls. And breathe. And come around. And up, promenade. And two good girls. Lift this side. Lift your opposite side. And over here. Right. Now rise up and lift your chest. Lift your chest up. And try to control the ribs. Alright, so to fix that, so just a really easy fix, good girl. You want to wrap this around, wrap this around, drop it in, drop this in, and lift your sternum. Right, now you can stay forever. Right, the minute you take your ribs out, you shoot your head back. The minute you take your ribs out, you collapse here. Even if you're very strong here, you could hold it. But if you take it here, your head is going to go back, and the heaviest part of your body is your head, which is just going to pull you back. Right, so you really got to take your body right over your leg before you lift your chest, and not try to lift your chest before your body's over your leg. Pull the ribs down. Now lift your leg and keep pulling the ribs down. Not bad, get better. Just keep it down. It's hard. All right, we're going to do 9 on our tummies again with a small ball. my favorite exercises. It is for arabesque. It's for really holding the rotation of the bottom leg. So the bottom leg has to be lifted and inward when you go into arabesque and not out and splayed. And this is to really help the student feel that lift without tucking. So it's almost side to side. Think of the bone going almost side to side, letting that hip go right into that socket so it's beautiful and high. So we're not pulling out, but pulling right up. Okay? So lying on your tummies. All right. You're going to cross your legs. And we're going to take our head to the right. Oh, I need to go. Turn your head to the lifted leg. And you're really going to wrap the base of the supporting leg. Feel as though you're pulling up your pants. Feel as though you're pulling up your pants and lengthening your back. So flatten your back energy. Right. Now open the shoulders. Take them away. Right. So there's no hunch. And you're going to lift both legs. 1 and 2. And you're going to try and make it a leg exercise, not an upper back exercise. And a 5. And 6. And lower 7, 8. And the third time you're going to lift up. Lift your chest. Look at each other as you pass. Smile and turn over, keeping your hands on your forehead. And you're going to really turn out those lower limbs. And lift. And 2. Good. And lower. Try keep them really crossed. And lift. And you flatten your back. You're rounding your back. And flatten your back. Flatten your back. Flatten your back. Onto the floor. Push your chest into the floor. Let your air out. Right. Now lift your upper back. Good job. Thank you. And then lift. And switch. Don't round your back as well. And don't round your upper backs. Yeah. So a very common thing in order not to use your ribs is for students to hunch. Really what you want to do is lengthen that spine from north to south and open the back from east to west, and then allow the elbows to go out the socket. Relax your elbows and let them out the socket. Let them go out the socket. Now put your hands back and now lift your upper body. Press in here. Wow, so different, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, just 4 times. It's a hard exercise to do really, really well. Breathe, girls. So this has to be lifted. You've got to feel as though you're pulling your pants up here, lying on that floor, elbows are away, and you lengthen to come up. The elbows are reaching east to west, east to west, east to west. That's better, so that there is no hunch in the upper back. Lying on your side. All right, we're going to do the BDP exercise, and we're going to do 2 variations. We're going to start with Miss Angie, who's going to do the more junior level. So this is not about doing the most difficult level you have. This is about what you can do well. It's about quantity over quality. Always quantity over quality. Your head is out to the front, and you're going to draw that leg up. 1. Feel as though your knees coming to the back wall and your foot, and now open your bottom hip towards the mat without tucking. Just open, rock it to the mat. That's it. And come all the way up and come all the way down, holding onto that hamstring as you come back down. And 6, and you flex. And again, and 1, and feel it wrapping. And drop that glute. And come back down. And 6, and you're going to connect your rib cage, your sternum to your belly button as you come down. And as you come down, connect your sternum to your belly button. And 2. Now, without moving that ball, you're going to allow the freedom of the hip to come forward. And 6, and 7, and 8. You're going to use 2 legs to turn out equally. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep the hips don't thrust forward. And you're going to come back down, trying to show me the underneath of the foot. And of course, you're breathing, right? Yes. Beautiful. And Miss Elzana is going to do the more advanced level. And we're going to go up to demi point. Your bottom hand is flat on the floor. And even here, you've got to lift underneath the rib cage. You're not sinking into that mat. You're going to keep opening the bottom hip away all the time. And Miss Elzana is on demi point because she has the rotation. And 2. Drop your one. Drop your hip in the socket. Drop your hip in the socket. Right. And come down 3. And 4. And come up 5. And wrap it. And 7. And 8. And point the foot as you come up. And 1. And 2. You're going to try and grab that ball with your hand. Développé. And when you développé, you're going to try and take the bone down towards my hand. Bring the bone towards my hand. Bring the bone towards my hand. Right? Then you can liberate it, right? And then you're going to come back by lifting the hamstring a little towards your ears. Open that hip towards that mat. Open the hip towards that mat. Don't tuck. Open it. And come back down. And 6. And roll, articulate through that foot. Right. So guys, watch it when you open the hip towards the mat, that you don't open your hip towards the mat, but you open your hip towards the mat. All right. Hold on to that rope. Very good. And breathing, of course, and cortisol inside of you. Wrap your legs, both of them are equally turned up. Lift your belly button first. 2. Take your knees to me. Hold. And come down. Really articulating the lower leg. And flex. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2. And articulate. Good. And drop. Good. And third one. Lift your belly button. Open your backs as wide as you can. And 6. Hold that rotation. And lift that hamstring up. Rotating even more. And go. And try to keep it in. Alright. Good job. Other side. Beautiful puppies, really beautiful. When you come down from passe to first or susu, that's the hard part, not to allow the lower limb to sink behind. That is where you use an extra little bit of rotation to keep that lower limb coming forward and not allowing it to slip too back. That's where it uses a lot of strength, and you can do this with very little ones, just going up to coup de pied and down, up to coup de pied down. When they're ready, go to passe and down, passing down, and that can be for years until it's absolutely perfect. The most common problem is lifting of the gluteus. So it's first the hip has to slide, and there's a wrap. All right. Then we repeat to the left side, always on both sides. And of course, you're breathing beautifully, aren't you, ladies?
Yes.
Lift, initiate the movement with your belly button lifting and your sacrum lengthening and the top of your head reaching. So it starts in your brain before your body even moves. Drop it a little more in the socket as you come down. And flex. Let that lower limb as you come down. 3, 4. Good girls. And lower. 6, 7. Good. And that's it. Correct. Now, and 6. Drop this towards my hips. Drop this towards my hips. And now bring it back. Position, so we wouldn't really be in a position like this, and that also helps us to remember that we lift both sides of our ears. So when you're lying down, you're lifting both sides of your ears as though you can look down into sort of écarté movement or a longe or a pommel, all the time using the same head as you would in a ballet step. That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, girls. We're going to go to the wall, and we are going to do, oh no, we're going to do shiver and shake first. Sorry. Shiver and shake, my favorite exercise. Okay, let me demonstrate. Let's go. Lie down. We're going to both face that way. We're going to put the ball between your lower calf and your heel. Now, you want to really keep your sacrum on the floor. And I just want to show you, this will be a miracle step. Just relax, okay? Now, I want you to try to turn out there very hard, very, very hard. I want you to almost push your heels towards your face. Push your heels towards your face. Relax your flexors and hug me with your thighs. Just hug me with your thighs. Now push your heels towards your face. Now hug me with your thighs. Gorgeous. And there you've got a beautiful rotation with half the energy. Correct? But otherwise you're trying to force it all the time. Show me, Miss Angie. So we start off by making sure the sacrum's on the floor so that we're not tucking that pelvis. We're going to lift that heart, lengthen that sacrum. The ribs are relaxed. Let's put our hands on our hips to start just for this. It's a feeling as though you're going to bring your heels towards your nose and hug me with your backs of your legs. Hug me with the backs of your legs. Hug me with the backs of your legs. Go, girlfriend. Dig it here a little more, and I can really see the backs of the legs working. Now, as you straighten, keep that angle. As you straighten your legs, keep those calves coming forward, heels coming forward, inner thighs coming forward. And that's why we call it shiver and shake, because you do it enough times, the girls start shivering and shaking. All right, so we're going to do, with my hands I will show you, you've got the ball here, and you're going to start in demi-plie, and you're going to straighten, and a two, and a demi, and a four, and a straighten, and a two, and a demi, and a four, and up, and a down, and up, and a down, and up, and a down, and up. Level 2 would be the same thing, but you're going to lift your head up off the floor by putting your hands behind your head. All right? And so we'll repeat that, except that Miss Elzana is going to go to level 3. So lift your head up, Angie, and you're going to go demi-plie, and you're going to take it to 45. And come back. And not too much, and just out, and 2, and in, and 2, out, and 2, and in, and 2, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out, and in. And then relax your knees towards you, relax up, and just hug your knees. Hug your knees. All right, so we're going to do it twice through. The first time, everybody's going to do it with their hands on the hips to feel that we're keeping the hips beautifully placed, that the sacrum is not. I often ask the student to put their hand on their pubic bone, because the minute that they turn out incorrectly, they will feel the tuck. Instead of that beautiful length of the upper hips, you really lift the hips. We'll do it once with the hands over here, then once over here, except Miss Angie's going to do the junior version, which is just regular or junior intermediate, and Miss Elzana's going to do the advanced one, which is taking it to 45 degrees. All right? Okay. Breathe. So, up and a 2, and a down, and a 4, and a right, and a 2, and a down, and a 4, and a saute, and a saute, and a saute, and a saute. All right. And this is very good during COVID when you are not able to jump. Really helps. So instead of opening the knee, you learn to put it in the socket and open the hip. So you've got a beautiful straight line from the thigh to the knee to the ankle. And Miss Angie, just put your legs up here. This is a very common thing, and it often happens either in professionals, where you get so used to the beveling of the foot, or into children who have limited rotation, and they start to bevel to try to turn out. So when you Fondue, you're going to keep your whole foot on that ball. Correct. So we're not here, which of course we know causes so many injuries. All right. So as you straighten that leg, feel as though you're wrapping that leg against the ball. Beautiful. All right. Good job. We're going to do battery. We forgot about that one. We're going to lie on your tummy. And we're going to do, I will demonstrate once. Use the smaller ball. All right. We start demi-plie, and you want to already get into this beautiful long line. You should feel like you're at a table. And we're going to do royale, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Undercut, 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 royale, undercut, 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 royale. And you're going to repeat that 3 times, and then you're going to roll back over your ball and just relax that back. The idea here is that you've essentially got your weight in your arms and you're in a plank. So you're not sinking and you're not lying on the ball, you're lifting yourself up off that ball. The ball just happens to keep your lower limbs up. All right, here is a very nice way to stop the sinking between the shoulder blades, the hunching, the pulling, and the squeezing. So here you've got the opening all the time, opening the clavicles, lifting the ribs, and still lifting the sole. All the time the sole lifts. Right, in one straight line from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. All right, girls. Demi-plie. I think you need to go one in front of the other. Slightly. There we go. Good? All right. Demi-plie, just roll over so I can see you're in one beautiful straight line. Off you go. And so, really rotate. What we did in the lower limb, when we had the ball between your legs, and your arms are just opposite your shoulders, and your elbows are soft. So lift, open your shoulders. Open your hands. Right. Beautiful. Lift your legs up, honey. Breathe in. And off we go. And change. And bend. And change. And change. And change. And change. On your hips. And on the back. PT. Ever first exercise by the wonderful Marie Walton Mahon, the founder and director of PBT, Marie Walton Mahon in Australia, who's been doing this for years with unbelievable success. Let's put our feet in the corner of the wall and port de bras. And then we're going to just come to the bottom. Alright, so you're going to put your feet in first position. Your knees are straight and your hips, the board is on this part of your hips. The idea is to come up without allowing the ribs to flare. So this is an exercise not for flexibility, but for arabesque strength, so that we're able to hold the heads up without the collapse of the neck. So we really are lifting that belly button up and up and up and up. So you're in one straight line. So feet in first position. And really turn out those feet. And you're going to breathe. Port de bras. Through first. Actually, no, we're going to go up the side. And 2. Lower 3. Cross your arms 4. Up the side. And 6. And 7. And 8. Come up into fifth. And 2. The long way up. And open your chest. And come down. And reverse that. 5. And 6. And reach all the way down. And we're just going to repeat that again. And each one I want you to feel a little bit more into your fingertips, into your chest, as though you're doing swan lake. So you're going to take it all the way down. Right. And opening your back so you can take your arms behind you, not squeezing your shoulder blades. So take your arms behind you. Lifted, and you want to hold that. If the student has a really hard time feeling that, you can take the small ball and put it between the legs, so they get that ability to bring that ball forward. And you can put a ball between the hips as well, right between the thighs here, and you can help them really feel that rotation using those smaller pimples. All right, we're just going to finish off with a little stretch. Good, there you go, beautiful. You're going to lie on your backs. Actually, no, we're going to do the new hamstring stretch. So we're going to sit up and you're going to go all the way forward. And 2, and 3, and 4. Flatten your back. And 6, and 7, and 8. Flex those feet. And look. And 3, and 4. Roll back. 5, and 6. Turn out. And repeat it and turn out. And all the time you're going to try to keep those legs and heels together. All the way down. And 2, 3, and 4. And flex. And 6 and 7. Lift the head, lengthen, and roll back up. And 6 and 2. Nice hamstring stretch. feet away from you. And lift your head away. Breathe. Put your head on your knees. 2 feet back on the floor. Bend your knees and roll up to articulate through every single one of those vertebrae. 6. And turn out. 7. Lift up both sides of your body. Forward bend. 2. Now straighten your legs. 3. And try all the turn out. And lengthen your spine. And flex your feet. Now lift your upper back. And lower it down. And 2. Bend your knees. Now every single one of the vertebrae from the base of the spine. And lift, 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 lift. And pull around. One more time. And 8. Turning. And forward. And 2. And straighten those legs. Lengthen your lower spine away. And flex your feet. 6. Lift your head and lengthen the spine away. Breathe in. And release the neck. And 2. Feet down. And 3. Slowly come back over your knees. And roll up to first. And explode out. Beautiful. Turn out. And float. And all the way down. And straighten those legs. And flex your feet. And reach, elongate that upper spine away. And float back down far over your legs. Breathe in, bend demi-plie back again. And stack those hips right from the 2 sit bones. And then roll up. And 6. And open. And just back to parallel. Thank you, my angel. And thank you, my angel. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a PBT website called PBT Dance, pbt.dance, and you can sign up either as a student or a teacher. This honestly changed my life. How I teach has really changed based on what I've learned with PBT. Stay safe, everybody. Just use dance to overcome.